Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yasodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Radha Vallabha Sri Radhe Jaya Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. श्री श्री गौरीता की, श्री श्री राधोल भगवान की, श्री 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 जगन्नाथ बल सुद्रमय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रमंदे। हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्णा। So just yesterday night, many have celebrated Deepavali. So Deepavali, as you know, Deepavali. Deepa means the light, Vali means row of light. So we are putting row of light throughout our house, throughout our, some places, throughout the city. And of course, throughout the country, in India, for example, in Bharatavarsha, they celebrated in a big way. So the purpose is to, remove the darkness, primarily darkness of external, so that Lord Rama can arrive to his abode, Ayodhya Loka. So that is about, andhakara, or darkness of outside, external, we are removing through Deepavali celebration. But now following day, so we need to remove the darkness from our heart. So how do we remove? So one of the best way of removing darkness from our heart is to, for example, hear narration from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And today's verse is particularly glorifying Lord Shiva. So who is glorifying Lord Shiva? Supreme Lord himself, Lord Vishnu glorifying Lord Shiva. So in fact, in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the glory of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, there is one verse in Canto 12 that says, just as among all the rivers, which is the best river? Ganga river. Among all the deities and devatas, who is the best? Lord Achyuta, Lord Krishna. And of course, among all the Puranas that we can see and hear, read, among all of them, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is the best. And similarly, among all the Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva is the greatest. So we say Vaishnavanam Yata Shambho. Shambho means Lord Shiva, Shambho Shiva, and he is the greatest among all those Vaishnavas. And why is so greatest? So that is what we hear in today's verse. Okay? So here, Lord says, particularly about illusionary energy and how it can affect, whom it can affect. So there are 2-3 verses. The previous 2 verses and today's verse glorifies Lord Shiva and how he is powerful. And this is the conclusion of the last verse, that Lord Vishnu is praising Lord Shiva. So before we move on, let us invoke auspiciousness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we will read, so I see some of the devotees who seems to be coming first time. Maybe I'm seeing first time, to the temple. So welcome. So this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, there are many cantos, many volumes of this. So the volume that we're reading called Canto, which is 8, Canto 8, Chapter 8. And the name of the chapter, title of chapter is Mohini Murti Bewilders Lord Shiva. And we are reading today verse number 40. First we'll read word by word, then the full verse. Sa Iyam Gunamayi Maya Na Tam Abhibhavishyati Maya Sameta Kalena Kalarupena Bhagasyaha. Seyam Gunamayi Maya Seyam Gunamayi Maya Natam Abhibhavishyati Natam Abhibhavishyati Maya Sameta Kalena Maya Sameta Kalena Kalarupena Bhagasya Kalarupena Bhagasya Seyam Gunamayi Maya Natam Abhibhavishyati Maya Sameta Kalena Kalarupena Bhagasya Seyam Gunamayi Maya Natam Abhibhavishyati Maya Sameta Kalena Kalarupena Bhagasya. Maya Sameta Kalena Kalarupena Bhagasya. Mataji's. Any others? Maya Sameta Kalena Kalarupena Bhagasya. Word to word translation. Sa, that insurmountable. Iyam, this. Gunamayi, consisting of the three modes of material nature. Maya, illusionary energy. Na, not. Tvam, you. Abhibhavasyanti, will not be able to bewilder in the future. Maya, with me. Sameta, joined. Kalena, eternal time. Kala Rupena, in the form of time. Bhagasya, with her different parts. Translation. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. The material external energy, Maya, who cooperate with me in creation and who is manifested in the three modes of nature, will not be able to bewilder you any longer. Purport. when Lord Shiva was present, his wife Durga was also there. Durga works in cooperation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in creating the cosmic manifestation. Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 10, Maya dayakshena prakritiha suyate saracharam. The material energy, Prakriti, works under my direction, O son of Kunti, and is producing all moving and unmoving beings. Prakriti is Durga. Siti Siti Pralaya Sadana Sakir Eka Chayeva Yasya Bhavanani Biharti Durga. The entire cosmos is created by Durga in cooperation with Lord Vishnu in the form of Kala, time. Sa Ikshata Lokhan Nu Sraja Sa Iman Lokhan Asrajata. This is the version of the Vedas. Aitreya Upanishad 1.1 to 2. Maya happens to be the wife of Lord Shiva, and thus Lord Shiva is in association with Maya. But Lord Vishnu here assures Lord Shiva that this Maya will no longer be able to captivate him. Om Ajnana-trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurulmitamena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapadaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswadevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Deshatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this chapter title as indicates, Mohini Murti bewilders Lord Shiva. Mohini Murti, the beautiful woman form of Lord Vishnu. She is able to bewilder Lord Shiva. So the previous verses have graphically described so beautifully the beauty of Mohini Murti and how Shiva is able to bewilder Lord Shiva. Of course, this chapter actually started with Lord Shiva's desire to see the form of Mohini Murti. As you all know, Lord Shiva didn't go alone secretly. Usually if you want to see some beautiful woman, people want to go alone secretly. But here Lord Shiva went along with his wife, not only wife, all his associates, bhutas, pretas and everyone, they all went together. So because they heard during Samudra Manthan that Lord has exhibited the beautiful form, and so therefore Lord Shiva also wanted to see that. So that beautiful form. So he went along with all his associates and his Durga Devi. And there, so he prayed to Supreme Lord, glorifying him, his qualities, his fames and all that. Then finally expressed desire that I want to see your form as Mohini Murti. So Lord has exhibited that form. So Shiva was also captivated by the beauty of Mohini Murti. Not only beauty, but Mohini Murti also played so many tricks and dramas to create so much of lusty desire in Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva is able to simply run behind Mohini Murti everywhere. So here in the previous verses he says, when Mohini Murti was going through gardens, forests, lakes, here and there, who are in those places generally other rishis are performing tapas. So he is, so Shiva is running behind and everyone is looking at it, bewildering situation. Then finally, Lord Shiva comes to senses. Then Supreme Lord shows his original form. So then, of course, Lord Shiva later, he didn't feel any shy. He says, my Lord can do anything. So, so through his internal potency, so he can bewilder us. So he is the greatest Lord. There is some master, so appreciated. So then, last 3 verses, so Lord Vishnu is praising qualities of Lord Shiva. There are 3 verses, and this is the last one. So in the previous verses, Lord said, "Oh, you are best among the demigods." We know Devatas, Indra, Chanda, Varuna, Brahma, among all the Devatas, Mukkoti, that is more than 33 million. Among all those Devatas, the best is Lord Shiva. So he says, you are the best among those. Although you are harassed by this my potency in the form of woman, you have established your position. That means he didn't really feel degraded or shy, but he accepted Lord Vishnu as his supreme master. So therefore Lord Vishnu says, all good fortune unto you. Here we are saying Shambhu. But of course we also say Lord Shiva. Shiva means all auspicious. Who has offered all auspicious in Shiva is only Vishnu. So that is why Shiva means all auspicious. In the previous, just verse number 39, yesterday one that was discussed. So there Lord Vishnu said that in this material world, everyone is attached to sense pleasure, illusionary energy, that external energy of Supreme Lord. Everybody is attached, but it is very difficult to overcome this illusionary energy. But you can. That is for Shiva he is saying. And today he is very nicely glorifying. So let us go through each of these words. So this, in the first line itself, we see Sheyam Gunamayi Maya. So Maya. So Maya is illusionary energy. Of course, Supreme Lord has many types of energies. That illusionary energy is just one of them. So in Gita also, Supreme Lord Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sarvam Pravatate. So what is saying that I am the master of all of them. And many types of energies, whether it is in the external world, spiritual world, or the material world, they all are emanating from him. They are his creation. And in terms of energy that we are, to understand from Supreme Lord, so there are 3 types of potencies or energies. What are those? One is Antaranga Shakti. Antaranga. Internal energy, internal potency. That is spiritual energy. Other is Bahiranga Shakti. So that is material energy. So what are we see in the material world? All this energy is actually external energy of Supreme Lord. The light is energy of Krishna. The earth is energy of Krishna. Water is energy of Krishna. If it is not energy of Krishna, how can it quench our thirst? If you are thirsty, when we take that water, today there is no water. Maybe devotees can bring, so I can demonstrate. Okay, so this water is the energy of Krishna. The fire is energy of Krishna. Correct? The fire can, feel you very nice feeling during winter. During winter, you light a firewood, you can sit around, feels very nice. But during summer, no. Fire can cook, grains so that it is palatable for us to eat. And of course, if you are not careful, fire can burn your hand also. Correct? So I have experienced personally during our celebration of Deepavali, a few days ago in Timberad. So we are making jalebi. While making jalebi, near you cooked hot ghee, then you just pouring that jalebi like this round, that the front cap fell into the oil, then oil spill. So because of that I have this burn. Correct? So you can have. So I had burn also. This is the first time I had burn in my life. So fire, this is the indirect effect of fire. The fire transfers energy into ghee, and ghee has transferred to my hand. As a result, you have burned. So we have to be careful. Anyway, these are energies. These are external energy of Lord, Bahiranga Shakti. Then there is a third type of energy called Tatastha Shakti, marginal energy. For example, we jivas, all kinds of living entities, they are actually marginal energy of Supreme Lord. So therefore, we are actually not different from Supreme Lord. Krishna is Satchidananda. Supreme Lord is Satchidananda. So he is eternal. Chit, he is full of knowledge. And Ananda, full of bliss. But we are a tiny Satchidananda. As part and parcel, as parts of Krishna, as part of Supreme Lord. So we also have those qualities. But although we are tiny in this external world, Bahiranga Shakti. So right now we are in the external world. We are not in spiritual world. So, if you go through Śrīmad Bhāgavatam fully, it gives description of the spiritual world, the material world, and within material world, how there are so many universes are there, and within each universe, so many planets, and among those planets, planet Earth, and on which Bhuloka, on which we are right now. So in this material world, all the living entities, although they are part of Krishna, but they have taken shelter. We have taken shelter. I have taken shelter of this material world. So that is why we are called conditional living entities. By nature we are pure, all the living entities. Whether they are having form of a dog, or a mouse, or a cat, or a snake, or a donkey, or a horse, whatever may be the form, or ants, all of them, they are Satchidananda, representation. However, because we have taken shelter of this material world, because we think we are ourselves supreme, and everybody think they are the center of the universe, people say. So because everybody thinks they are center of the universe, the quarrel is happening all the time. You open any newspaper, material newspaper, correct? Any open, for example, in Victoria, the Age newspaper, in Australia, the Australian, or in India, any newspaper, the Hindu, Deccan Herald, or Washington Times, or CNN, whatever the newspaper you open, most of the time, 99% they all talk about how people are fighting among themselves, how countries are fighting among themselves, and how the families are fighting among themselves. That's all is going on all the time. That's the news. So this is happening because everyone thinks they are center of the universe. So the moment we come from spiritual world to material world, and with this desire, so we think we are the center of the universe. But unfortunately, there is only one center. If there are multiple centers, what happens? The collision happens. Very simple analogy. If you go to that pond there, outside, you take 2 stones, throw 1 stone here. What happens? The ripple comes. Just next to it, throw one more stone. Ripple comes. There will be collision between those waves. But if you throw all the stones in the same point, then there is no collision, even though there are so many ripples are coming. So right now what is happening? Since everybody thinks they are the center of the universe, as a result, collision is happening. And as a result, we see this happening, the fight or war happening between countries going on. One country will take atom bomb, Krishna's energy, throw it on the big building of other party. Gone. Not only building gone, but some of the people living there also gone. Or some of them throw it on another atom bomb. So rather than throwing on a building, simple building, but throwing on another nuclear power plant, create a big havoc in the world. This is always happening. You go in the history of during last 100 years, for example, World War First, Second World War, like this. Now is like a mini Third World War going on, small scale. We don't know. It can expand also. So this world is pinprick. Anytime it can burst. Although so much of progress is made, people are making, guided missiles. We talk about, right? Even though you are in one continent, you can throw a missile on another continent precisely on right point. They are called guided missiles. But who is operating? Misguided people. Persons who are misguided, they are operating guided missiles. So that is why this trouble is happening. So these are Krishna's energy, extra energy. So everybody's mind, this Tatastha Shakti, that jivas like us, and our mind is engrossed so much in manipulating Krishna's extra energy. But if you were to take, instead of extra energy, Bahiranga Shakti, if you involve in Antaranga Shakti, then we don't have this fight, peace only. Because when you connect yourself with Antaranga Shakti, that is spiritual energy of Krishna, then obviously our mind is fully focused on connecting and deriving that Satchidananda. So just like this mobile phone, that wires are going, connecting to this one, and that connected to that one. And that wall socket is connected to the external power source, and that is finally connected to the power generator. That's why power is coming. If there is a disconnect at any point, what happens? No power. But it will work for maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes. After that, you will say low power, then finally stop working. So this disconnect can be a problem. So, but if you connect with, just like this is connected and deriving the power, similarly we connect with the Antaranga Shakti of Krishna, and then we derive that Satchidananda. Then when we connect with Krishna, what does it mean? It means we consider Krishna, Lord Vishnu, as the center of all the worlds. We are not the center, He is the center. And everybody thinks that way. Then there is no friction, there is no fight. Everybody will be peaceful and happy. So these are the three energies. So that Maya. And Krishna says, here Lord Vishnu is saying, Sheyam Gunamai Maya. This Gunamai, that is, what is this Gunamai? Gunamai stands for three modes of material nature. So this Maya, in this extra energy, exhibits three modes. What are those three modes? This mode of goodness, that is Sattva-gun, Raja-gun, the passion, then Tamo-gun, ignorance. So these three, one. Then he says, Sheyam, say, insurmountable, very difficult to overcome. So this is very important, very difficult to overcome. So Lord is saying, He not only says this, but He also says in Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, this chapter, knowledge of the Absolute. So there Krishna says, Devihi esha gunamayi, mamamayi durataya. Durataya means very difficult to overcome. So there also He says, so this energy, extra energy, actually divine energy. See, everything that comes from Krishna is actually divine. It's a question of what we engage with it. If I'm using that energy just for my own satisfaction, and everything that is there on the earth only for my own satisfaction, that becomes greed. But if you say, I will just take just enough for my requirement, the remaining let others enjoy, then there is no friction. So because of that desire to control, desire to lord over everything that is available here, which is Krishna's energy, not our energy. It is somebody else's energy, but we want to become lord of it. And everybody wants to become lord of it. Because of that, all this trouble comes. But if they all accept Krishna as the center, so that divine energy, then there is no problem. So, but Krishna says that since we are not accepting that, because we are controlled by the three modes of material nature. Like when they are playing this dolls drama, so usually they have three strings. So as a person in the string, he's playing like this. So they are dancing. So we all are dancing to the tunes of the three modes of material nature. Sometimes you are in very good mode of goodness. Sometimes you are very good mode of passion. Sometimes you are mode of ignorance. So when you are hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class, possibly you are in mode of goodness. We are thinking, oh, Supreme Lord is so great. I am just a tiny part. But the moment we go out, we think, I am the Supreme Person. Or at least I am the Supreme among some of the people there. Like this mentality comes up. So because of this can be very troublesome. So that's why Krishna says, very difficult to overcome. So this energy of Krishna, divine energy, material energy, is very difficult to come out. And because of that, there are suffering. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mame amse jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Jiva loke. In this material world, jiva bhuta means all these living entities, including humans. And they all are suffering from what? He says, manasasthani indriyani prakistani karsate. Manasasthani. So from their mind and indriyas. Indriyas are our ear, eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin. They all are demanding so many things. Correct? So if you are having some problem of the body, so we want everybody to serve us. And if there is something to see, we want to see some beautiful thing. We want to taste. So sometimes competition to taste also. If somebody is offering a nice palatable food, everybody wants to be the first. Competition can erupt. It can not only erupt in a conditional people thinking, but also it can erupt in the devotee community also. If there is any disagreement between devotees, most of the time it is because of prasada, because we want to get first, or I want to be the greatest singer first on the Gaurarati day, so fight begins. Correct? Usually, if you really see disagreement among any Mataji, any Prabhujis, any of these kids, the most of disagreement because they want the best. Sometimes disagreement can also happen while making garland also. Something, I can make the best garland, and only that garland will be offered on a Janmashtami day to Krishna and Radha. Sometime in competition, two devotees make garland and they hope that their garland will be offered. The problem comes, only one garland need to be offered, two. Now it is very difficult for Pujari, whose garland to choose and put it. Maybe I just put myself. So this was supposed to be given to a speaker from Prabhupada. This is Prabhupada offered to Prabhupada. From there it is offered to the one who is speaking on the day. Because this is the mercy of Krishna, Prabhupada, so that we can speak nicely the Prabhupada, whatever he taught. Okay? So this is coming from displaying succession. So it is auspicious. So like this it happens. You put one garland of one Mataji, other Mataji will be not happy. What to do? Very difficult. If you put 2, 3 on Krishna, it becomes 2, maybe Krishna Murti, little smaller, because difficult. Sometimes we also hear, some will actually, if there are 2 sets of garland, one of them will take away and throw it away somewhere. So all this will happen. So that is why, so even though we are in devotee community, we need to make sure that we are connected with Krishna. Krishna is very pleased whether the garland is offered by you or somebody else, or you help somebody else to make a nice garland and offer it to Krishna. Perhaps Krishna is even more pleased, one who helps other devotee to make a nice garland. But we think, if I make garland nicely, if Krishna wears, we think very great. But actually not in the eye of Krishna. But if you assist a devotee, so Krishna is much more pleased. That is why we say, Gopi Bharata Padakamaler Dasa Dasanu Dasanu Dasa. The highest is the last Dasa in the spiritual world. But in the material world, when we are in the Bahiranga Shakti, what is the highest? The first one. So in the material world, we all want to be Basanu, 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 Basa. Correct? We want to become Basa, 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 the highest boss. But in the spiritual world, they all want to become Dasanu, 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 Dasa. So that Dasa is called Anudasa, the best Dasa. So the pure devotees are always interested in putting forward you ahead. We say, Radharani is the best devotee for Krishna. She always likes to present others to Krishna. that here is the best devotee in singing, here the best devotee in cooking, here the best devotee in playing with you. So that is why Krishna has the best of everything. So that is how the Antaranga Shakti deals with. So, but if we take shelter of this Antaranga Shakti, simply suffering from senses and the mind. Mind is our greatest enemy. Even though we are engaging with Krishna Bhakti. How? By chanting His holy name. We start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. At that time, all the issues of world will come into our mind. Usually if you are walking around or doing something, we may not get those. But the moment we start chanting, all those troubles, issues, argument, disagreement, everything that we are having, all the past life, present life, future life, all of them will come at that time only. Correct? So because of not concentration. So this is so this mind gives trouble to us. So therefore, the Guru of Srila Prabhupada is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. If you have not seen, you can see his photo. The next to Prabhupada, there is Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj. He says, this mind is so turbulent, so troublesome. Every day, we should take our shoes and hit it to the mind. Please listen to me. Don't take me all other places. So allow me to engage on chanting holy name of Lord, on developing some divine thinking rather than other dirty thinking. So mind is very turbulent, so it gives so many troubles. And even though this modes of material nature, gunamayi, so can act on anybody. Sometimes we may be, some personalities may be 100% in mode of goodness. Some others may be 100% mode of ignorance. So we usually think those who are, intellectuals, say in the spiritual community, we say Brahmanas, they must be more in goodness, mode of goodness. But it can also, this mode of material nature is very difficult. It can drag you down, even though you may be highest yogi, but it can drag you down. It can happen. So these modes of material nature act on us in different ways. So even if you are a person, well-known person like Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi was in mode of goodness, correct? So normally, mode of goodness, people are very much renounced. They are not after becoming Prime Minister of a country. They are happy for others to become, but they are very happy to serve others. Such people are in mode of goodness. Sometimes a person may be very philanthropic, very generous in donating for the good causes. So they are in mode of goodness. But on the other hand, the same material energy can also attract, put others into other passionate mode, ignorant mode. So these all are happening across. So that is about Gunamayi, Maya. So same, very difficult to surmount, very difficult to overcome. So next is Natam Abhibhashayanti. Na means not. Tam, that is to you here in this case, refer to Lord Shiva. Abhibhava Vishayanti, that is, will be able to bewilder even future. Here is not, will not be able to bewilder in future. So Lord Vishnu is telling Shiva, even though my Maya Shakti, Maya Guna is very difficult to overcome, but it will not bewilder you. He is making an exception. So in this material world, so who all are there? Brahma is there, Lord Brahma, and all the way to many living entities like us, and also we say small entities like ant. All of them are bewildered actually. This modes of material nature. You hear sometime, even Lord Brahmadeva also get bewildered because they are jivas, marginal energies. But the moment they connect themselves with the material, so get bewildered. So this is bewilderment can happen. So to anybody. So we have to be, careful. So Lord Shiva, here Vishnu says, you will not be bewildered. So why? So because Lord Shiva is neither Tatastha Shakti, that is neither Maya energy, he is not Maya energy, he is above Maya energy, number one. Second, he is a transcendental personality. Third, all the time that he has got spare time, all the time he is on dhyana. On whom? On Lord Rama. Shiva says, Rama Rama Rameti Manorammi. So he is constantly chanting glory of Lord Sri Ram, from which his heart is deriving so much of pleasure. If you are deriving so much of pleasure in your heart, you don't want anything else. So that is why you normally, when you say, whenever they install Shiva's Murti, any place you go, Shiva is always in like this, in dhyana mode. Correct? You go and see wherever the big Shiva's, even statue also, not only the deity, but people make a big statue, biggest in the world, like that, they make a big statue. Everywhere Shiva is always in dhyana mode. He is not scheming, how do I build one big nice house. No, he is not thinking anything like that. Always he is on Rama Rama Rameti. That is Lord Shiva himself is saying that I am always meditating on Supreme Lord Rama's name, and from that name I am deriving so much of pleasure in my heart. Rama Rama Rameti Manoramyam. So he is deriving so much of pleasure in his mind, pleasure in his heart. So therefore this Maya Shakti will not bewilder him. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says, who is Maya? Maya is Durga. And who is Durga? Durga is wife of Shiva. Therefore, Shiva has to associate with wife a lot of time, correct? You are at home, you have to be with wife. As much as possible, you have to be with wife, otherwise trouble. Correct? If you are spending too much of time outside the periphery of influence of wife, there will be trouble. But whereas Shiva, even though he is spending, family person, spending with Maya Devi, Durga, but still it has not affected him. Why? Because he has taken shelter of Krishna's Antaranga Shakti, that is holy name. So it will not affect. So Lord is saying. So next word, next line is Maya Sameta Kalena. Maya, mind, Sameta, in association, Kalena. This with time, using this energy of time. Durga Devi is creating this word, cosmic manifestation. So therefore, Durga is not a primary creator. So she is using Kala's energy. Kala is actually what? Kala is also Krishna's energy. So this Kala energy. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kalosmi Loka Kasyakrit. Kalosmi means I am time. So this Krishna's energy is very powerful. Suppose if you can stop the time, say, so if it was stopped, say 25 years ago, time has not moved, the effect of time is not happening on anybody else, also on me, I would have been looking very young personality, correct? But because of the effect of time, you can see, so all this is happening. Similarly, the creation of the cosmic, the world, universe, creation and also their maintenance and also their destruction, dissolution, also happens through time energy. So Kalosmi, Krishna says, Kalosmi. So therefore this Durga Devi is also creating using Krishna's energy, that is time. So that is Maya Sameta Kalena. Kala Rupena Bhagasya. Kala Rupena. So in the form of time. So in the form of time we have got Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. These are actually time form. And accordingly, the people mentality, quality, the word, behavior changes. And this mode of goodness, the material mode of nature, this Sattva Gun, Tamo Gun, Raja Gun also changes. The influence of Sattva Gun is very high during Satya Yuga. Virtually 99%, 9999, everybody in in highest quality, Sattva Gun. Then as you come down to Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, then Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, the lowest, ignorance, Tama Gun is dominating. In Satya Yuga, Sattva Gun is dominating. In Kali Yuga, Tama Gun is dominating. Still, some those who are following Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Vaishnavas, so they are connecting with Supreme Lord. Only tiny percent. Among millions and billions of population in this world, the tiny percent are still trying to be conscious of God, conscious of Krishna. So in the Kali Yuga, so that means in Kali Yuga, so we are, many devotees, Vaishnavas are trying to follow the practices of Satya Yuga. In the Kali, the ruling personality in Kali Yuga is Kali. But in that Yuga, in that time, so we are practicing, devotees are practicing Satya Yugas, rules and regulation. So therefore, sometime Kali won't be happy with that. Can it be happy? Imagine you are in Australia and you want to wander around like Naga Baba. Will Australia be happy? No, you can do in Himalaya, for example. Everybody is Naga Baba, no problem. Here also they do a little bit, like Naga Baba almost on the beaches. But in the other places, they wear a nice shirt, pant and tie, suit and so on. That's not possible. So in the Kali Yuga, if you try to engage too much in bhakti, so people become inimical. We heard during Prabhupada's time when the Hare Krishna movement was founded. So like that. So Kali is not happy. Suppose you are advancing in your spirituality. At that time, Kali is not happy. What does Kali want to do? Kali will show you, look, those who follow my rules and regulations, they are very beautiful. Not only that, they are very happy. They have a very nice house in Albert Park, unlike you. And their earning is very high. They have a big position. And they are driving Tesla car, whereas you are simply walking or going on a broken bicycle or maybe a old car. Like that, it will try to attract you. And whatever you although you are doing Ramanama Japa, you are doing Hare Krishna Japa, but you are miserable, whereas those people are very happy. Even though they may be not following, they are following Kali rules. Kali rules, what are the Kali rules? They may be just drinking alcohol, they may be eating meat, they may be gambling, they may be doing all sorts of nonsense, but they are happy, whereas you, not happy. So like that, Kali cannot enter you, but it can show you from outside. So devotees have to be careful. So according to Shastrat, the devotees who are engaged in Hare Krishna mantra, holy name, the devotees who are engaged in hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, they cannot be directly touched by Kali. But Kali can indirectly influence you by showing other personalities, Kali Yuga personalities, saying that they are happy, but whereas you are not happy. But in reality, they are not happy. They are actually Mahadukhi. If you really see, the people who are wearing special shirt, special pant, always wearing some special bag also, the bag should not be any simple bag. It should be something made by some branded, like that. But they have so much of trouble sleeping in night. They have to take several sleeping pills and sleep. And also drink alcohol. That influence will make you help sleep. Maybe you think you are happily sleeping. That's a trouble. But those who are engaged in divine services, divine activities, if they are working very hard, and they can peacefully sleep very happily. So much that sometimes they can even sleep during Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class also. Correct? If they need to sleep, it doesn't matter whether it is even just by sitting without any bed, they can sleep. With bed, of course, they can sleep happily. When the body is tired, it's not that they're deriving any pleasure in sleeping, but when the body is tired, you can't help, whether it's Śrīmad Bhāgavatam or sleeping on a concrete bed. Doesn't matter. So therefore, it is presenting us. So we don't get mesmerized that if you are in the, if you are following rules and regulations of Kali, that you'll be happy because others are presenting like that. Who is presenting? Actually, Kali is presenting to us, and then influencing on our mind. Sometimes we see, some of the kids when they are small, up to primary school, high school, they come so nicely, they wear dhoti, they have even this pulak also, then put gantimal, everything going good. The moment they go to university, then start working, they start coming with broken jeans pant. The standard good jeans pant may cost you say $100. But the jeans pant that is torn here and there, looking very old, this and that will cost you $200. And they purchase that, wear that cup. They think, what is this devotion? My parents have not exposed me to the greatest happiness that outside. They simply brought me to the temple. Like that, they blame you also. Okay? Some of you may have experience about that. Or if you are not experienced, you will experience later. And if you are very lucky, you will not experience. Correct? If you take 100% Krishna's connection. Otherwise, if our connection with Krishna is very partial problem. We are not fully connected on Krishna, not fully disconnected. In between suffering only. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam says, there are only two kinds of personalities be happy in this world. Two types of persons. Those who are fully transcendental, they are happy in this world, even though there are troubles. And those who are fully ignorant, they are also happy. But in between, they are not happy. Unfortunately, in between people are those who are coming from India. They are neither fully transcendentalists, not fully ignorant. They are in between. Because they are suffering. So we have to shift ourselves to completely transcendental pathway. And some are trying to do that. Otherwise, some are shifting towards complete ignorance lifestyle. Then they are also thinking that they are happy. Yeah. So anyway, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam says, Śrīmad words cannot go wrong. So therefore, it's very important that we, move towards this transcendental, derive inspiration from Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, even though he was bewildered, but he didn't get agitated later. He didn't feel any ashamed. He says, Supreme Lord Vishnu is my greatest master. He can exhibit any qualities. But let me connect always with the transcendence. Not with the Bahiranga Shakti. Connect with the Antaranga Shakti, spiritual potency. That's the internal energy of Krishna. So how can we connect? One is simple chanting of holy name, which is what everybody does. Even just before start of this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class, we chanted Hare Krishna mantra. Not only we chanted Hare Krishna mantra, we also sang Jai Radha Madhava. So if you are singing Jai Radha Madhava, so there, if you see Gopijana Vallabha, Brajajana Ranjana. So this Brajajana Ranjana, he is giving a lot of joy to those residents of Brajabhumi. If you think of that, if you can simply think of how Krishna is running around and making Yashoda Mata happy, not only Yashoda Mata, but also all other gopis who are watching this Yashoda Ma running behind this Krishna, trying to catch him, how he is feeling, tired. Then they are laughing. So, very happy situation. So we have to imagine that, the Leelas in our mind while singing. You'll be happy. Then after that we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So we connect to Supreme Lord. Now after that we discuss about Bhagavad Gita. Bhakta means what? Bhakta. Bhakta is one who is always engaged with connection with Bhagavad Gita. Bhakta and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Bhakta. So that means if you are reading Bhagavad Gita or hearing Bhagavad Gita or reading Śrīmad Bhāgavatam or hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, you become a Bhakta. Simply by hearing. That's why we say Sravanam is one of the first item of bhakti. Sravanam. Kirtanam is chanting. Sravanam, Kirtanam. Then along with that, Smaranam. So if you can also remember this graphic details of that song glorifying each of this Krishna's activity along with his devotees. So then we are fully connected with Satchidananda. And if you do that, then Kali will not influence you so much. It will try to influence, but over a period of time, the influence will decrease. You know that. Even if you are doing a big tapas, like Vishwamitra. You have heard about Vishwamitra? Vishwamitra has done tapas for how many years? 5,000, 10,000, like this, several years. Thousands of years he did tapas. But when he heard tinkling sound of that Ramba Devi, he opened their eyes and then saw so beautiful woman. All that tapas is gone. Bhanga. Correct? Useless. But anyway, he attracted that Ramba Devi thanks to Indradev. Because Indra also was feeling, who is this fellow doing so much of tapas? Look like he wants my position. Indra is also, under more subtle nature. That's why we said, from Lord Brahma to all the way to end, they all are in this more subtle nature. Unless you take connection with Supreme Lord. That's a challenge. But on the other hand, similar situation was presented to devotee like Haridas Thakur. We say Haridas Thakur ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, we say usually every day. Correct? So this Haridas Thakur was also doing tapas like this Vishwamitra. But the tapas of Haridas Thakur is to engage himself in the seva of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at that time, some people became, one person called Ramachandra Khan, he became envious of this Haridas Thakur glory. So he sent some beautiful prostitute woman to this Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was not bewildered. So he chanted and chanted. He asked, okay, you come tomorrow, I will satisfy you. Like this, he keep on chanting. Like this, he said, postpone, postpone, postpone. And the third night, this person, that prostitute, heard this holy name so much, so much, so much, that she became a pure devotee. So therefore, it all depends on us. So Maya is always there. The effect of the Maya on us depends on how pure we are. What is our intention? Correct? Our intention is to please Krishna, no problem. If our intention is to become famous in Hare Krishna movement, become president of a temple, then Maya will come, one day will catch you. We don't know when that day will be, but it will catch you. Correct? It may be beginning or it may be end or it may be mid. It can happen. So therefore, intention is very important. Intention, our mentality is very important. So elsewhere, Bhakta Prahlad, Prahlad, he also mentions that. So all of these under the influence and influence in different way. So therefore, we have to take influence of transcendental divine personality in the form of name, in the form of leelas, in the form of hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So they all purify us. So similarly, just like Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is, so as this verse says, Lord Shiva will not be bewildered either now or in the future. That is what Lord Vishnu says. Similarly, a devotee, Vaishnava just like Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva's representation are just following that line. So they will not be bewildered as long as we fully take shelter of Lord's internal energy. Instead of taking Bahiranga Shakti, you take with the Antaranga Shakti. So that is the Yoga Maya Shakti. Okay, so with that, let me stop here. Thank you, Hare Krishna. All right, so time for prasada. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki?